Hi everyone, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So I want to talk about the Greatwood Hurdle. I also want to give you a NagMe for your RTR NagMe, one that's just run. So let's start off talking about the Greatwood Hurdle tomorrow. And there's two in this race that I'm very, very keen on. One of them is now being very well supported. So we'll start with him, just in case you agree and want to get a bet on him as quickly as you can. And that horse is L'Eau de Sud. The reason I like L'Eau de Sud is I think Dan Skelton knows he's well handicapped. He brought him over from France and he finished fourth in a handicap hurdle. He then finished third in a handicap at Kempton before running in the More Battle hurdle. Now, I think this is key. This is what really puts me on to L'Eau de Sud here. He was beaten by Benson and Colonel Mustard, which was good form anyway. Benson already looked well handicapped at the time. He just needed to get it right. Colonel Mustard, again, looked well handicapped, ran a good race. Then went on to finish second in the Scottish Champion Hurdle behind Rebel. So the form was good. But Dan Skelton has a big... he really targets the bonus races. So the Imperial Cup and the More Battle Hurdle. He sent Favois to the More Battle Hurdle for the 2 years previously. And obviously he went on to win the County Hurdle, just not a year they ran him in the More Battle and not a year that they actually won the More Battle. But I think they knew that he was well handicapped and that's why they ran him. Similarly, they obviously had Languedan run in the Imperial Cup. He won. He then bumped into Galopin de Champs. But he did go on and eventually win at the Cheltenham Festival. So Dan Skelton runs horses in those races that he thinks can win a big race at the Cheltenham Festival. Favois, Languedan. And I think that's why L'Eau de Sud ran in it. He thinks he's well handicapped and felt we could win that and then go and win at the Cheltenham Festival. It didn't work. They didn't win the More Battle Hurdle, so they didn't end up going to Cheltenham. But they come here for the Greatwood. It's worth 56 grand. I think it's a prize that they will be targeting. You know, there's never a... winning the Greatwood Hurdle is never a bad idea or a bad result, and I think they will be trying. If they are, I think he will go very, very close. Dan Skelton, as I said, knows he's well handicapped off 131, which is what he ran off at Kelso. He's now rated 130. He actually dropped a pound. So he already thought he was well handicapped. He's only a 5-year-old. He's only had 3 runs for the trainer. Yeah, I think he will go very, very close here. With that in mind, you can currently get 6s just. 11 to 2 is also available. 6s at 2 rubbish bookmakers, so I'm only going to say 11 to 2 is available. So yeah, L'Eau de Sud I think will go very, very close in the Greatwood Hurdle. The second one that I want to talk about in the Greatwood Hurdle is a horse that has run in the Greatwood Hurdle and he's run a really good race before. It's Gin Coco. Gin Coco at 12s looks a big price, to be honest. I mean, he finished second last year when sent off the 4-1 favourite, beaten by I Like to Move It. Now, I Like to Move It obviously came out and subsequently won a Kingwell, has unfortunately passed away after going chasing, but, you know, had then been contesting the 2 Grade 1 events against Constitution Hill. That's how good they thought I Like to Move It was. Gin Coco went off favourite in that race, and if you take out I Like to Move It, Gin Coco won by 13 lengths, you know, in the Greatwood Hurdle. There's nothing wrong with that form whatsoever. He ran that day off a mark of 131. He went a 4-1 favourite. He runs here off 133. And they put the tongue tie on first time. And he's had a run this season. He finished 5th, albeit beaten 11 lengths by Nemean Lion in a Welsh Champion Hurdle. He only went off 4-1 that day. Nemean Lion went off 3-1 and won it. Strong leader for Ollie Murphy, disappointed finishing last. But, you know, he's had the run. He was held up at the back, kept on, and never threatened. Maybe that wasn't their target. If that wasn't their target, and this was their target, he's had a run, he dropped £2. I mean, there's so much to like about Gin Coco. He is still lightly raced. He's only had the 6 runs for Harry Fry. Yes, he disappointed in the County Hurdle, but even then, he went off 13 to 2 for a County Hurdle. So he went off 4-1 for a Greatwood, 13 to 2 for a County Hurdle, 4-1 for a Welsh Champion. He'd won a couple of races at Fontwell and Newton Abbot. To see him 12-1 for the Greatwood Hurdle, I think that's quite a big price. If the handicapper, if Dan Skelton is right, I think L'Eau de Sud could win this quite comfortably. If he's not right, Gin Coco can certainly run a really big race, and it's one I want to take with Loader Sue, just in case Dan Skelton is wrong. So they are my 2 for the Greatwood Hurdle. Finally, I want you to add Reed to return to your NagMe. Go and watch that race back. He was held up at the back, never got involved, finished a never near a 5th. The camera almost didn't catch him because they were focusing on the first 3 for obviously all of the running. I want to see the head on. I want to try and find that. But he's come from like 13th, I think, turning in to finishing a never near a 5th. If he'd got a slightly more positive ride, just ask for a bit of an effort, coming into even like the third last, I think he would have gone really, really close. He is a horse that is trained by Mr. Martin, so obviously these handicap plots are something he does do. So keep an eye out for Reed to return. I definitely think you should add him to your NagMe.